Well, this is the second time this year I've gotten to talk to you. Dave Moody from Hairball, performing at the Journey to Heartwood Fest up in Trigo, northern Wisconsin, coming up this weekend. And just Friday to be specific, and we're going to count that as Labor Day weekend. So technically, I know it's Saturday, Sunday, but Friday we're going to count for that. Now, last I talked to you, we were approaching the end of the season, the NFL season, and I was asking you about the Steelers' prospects in the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs, but where are you at now? We're on the verge of the next season. What's your optimism level for this upcoming season?
There's not an optimism level. There's a factual level. We're going to shock the world. And if you don't believe that, then just stick around and watch the games. They're just going to be amazing.
I did read. I always read Peter King's Football Morning in America. I've been reading that and going back to Monday Morning Quarterback, going back decades, really. And one of his tidbits, he did throw in there that, I think it was him that he wrote this, that Kenny Pickett was one of the biggest upgrades that he's seen, like in terms of a guy who really could be stepping into, like, not stepping in as a quarterback, but stepping in as a potential, like, top third of the league quarterback, period. You feeling similarly confident in Pickett as potentially being the next great one post Roethlisberger?
Absolutely. The kid he has everything that you would want in a quarterback: leadership. He's dedicated to film study. He's got the arm strength now. He's worked on all of those things. He's bulked up 16 pounds since the season ended, and he's got a great rapport with his teammates, and he built that over the summer and the spring, and then they got him more weapons, and Najee and Jalen are looking great, and of course George Pickens has magnet hands, and it's just amazing. I mean, they're young, they're hungry, and they're Pittsburgh Steelers, so it's just going to be great to watch. And watch everybody eat their words on the things that they've been saying about Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's going to be so much fun.
I did not realize until this past week. One more Steelers thing before we actually get back to the band. But this is a stat I had never heard. I was surprised to learn this. That the Steelers have gone the longest without a top 5 pick. I think it goes back to, was it Bradshaw? I mean, it goes way, 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 way back to the very beginning of the Chuck Noll era. I had no idea it went back that far that they haven't had a top 5 pick, but that speaks to the excellence of the team overall, that they just haven't needed to have any of that.
Yeah, well, at the risk of sounding arrogant, that's what shocks me about some of the predictions about this team and where they are. And, it's not unrealistic to, it's lazy journalism. If you pay attention to the team, which I have not missed a snap since DirecTV has been in existence, which is, I think, 25 years. But think about that. I mean, I know a lot about my team, and I know a lot about the team that they're about to field. And I can tell you right now, this is going to be an amazing year. They are going, literally, I see 11 or 12 wins for sure, and I think they'll challenge for the North. They're just that good. They're going to be that good. The defense is stifling. The team is young and hungry, and it's going to translate to the field. Everything that I've seen happen from last year to this year it's going to be just so much fun to watch. I'm just going to sit back and smile when it happens.
Before the Steelers play regular season games, you've got that performance in Trigo, and you're going to be smiling plenty on stage. So since I talked to you in January, how have the Hairball shows been going?
Oh, it's fantastic. We just got done with a huge summer run that was just amazing. I think we did somewhere in the ballpark of 25 shows in 30-something days, and it was just an amazing run, and taking us all over the United States, and of course the Sturgis and things of that nature, and we've just been everywhere. It's nonstop. The beatings will continue until morale improves. You know what I'm saying? So we just don't stop. We're going, we do about 130 shows a year. I'm going about 200 days a year. So this is what we do. And I cannot think of a better job other than being maybe quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, so, all right, well, I think I did find a way I can somewhat tie the Steelers back into Hairball specifically. Have you thought of doing... okay, I'm actually jumping over to the Pirates with this, but I suppose I'm trying to think of songs associated with the teams that are well known. Have you ever tried to tie in like We Are Family into Hairball at all, just to try to sidestep your way to get a Steelers thing into the show so everyone has to experience the team, even if it's just the other black and gold team that you played in the confluence of the Allegheny and the Monongahela?
Well, the look at you knowing the names of the rivers. The brand is from Minneapolis, so they're predominantly Nordic and they're Vikings in nature. So, and I support them on that. I mean, they're in the other conference, so they pose no direct danger to me. So I root the Vikings on and want them to do well too. So. As far as We Are Family, it doesn't really fit our culture or our rapport. So I wouldn't think that would ever pop up in one of our sets.
That would be pretty wild if you broke out the rock version of that. What? I always like to ask the bands that, especially the ones that perform live. I was just talking to Billy Dankert from the Gear Daddies there for their Sunday show, the same festival, a little earlier on today. Over the course of just this year, are you seeing any particular evolution in certain songs that people want to hear? How the crowds are acting this year? What are you noticing in 2023 in particular?
Well, it's always very well received. The thing that we try to do is keep it new and fresh. We try to keep the set list new and fresh everywhere we go because we keep the same. We keep the set list from the previous time we had been in Trego or any city that we go to. We keep those set lists and we're able to look at those and refer to them and keep the show new. But we have added new production to the show as we do every year. We throw in new things for your eyes and give you some more candy there. And the light show this year is to die for. I mean, you could land a Boeing 747 on the stage with us with the light show we have. It's just amazing. You can see us from the space shuttle at the top of the world there. So it's pretty amazing what we've done. And we never stop growing, and we never stop trying to think of you when it comes to the show. We want to make sure that we're delivering the best and the best and the best every time we step up there. So we keep it fresh and new as we can every single time we come in town.
How was the show at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair last month?
Oh, it was fantastic. Oh, it was a great time. Always awesome to go to that fair. It was just great. I mean, the people up there are second to none. Beautiful, beautiful town.
Yeah, I saw some of the aerials from some of the shows this past year, and the fair did a good job of bringing folks in. And I mean, Hairball's always going to do well naturally, so you always have a pretty well captive crowd. Have you thought of anything? You mentioned the updated visual. As you've been going around, have you thought of, we should ponder adding this song or this band's image as part of the visual changes? Have you thought of anything new? And you're like, well, I can't reveal that. But are you pondering anything coming up? It wouldn't necessarily see it in Trigo, but something down the road that might be added to the show.
Yeah, well, it's just like what you said. We're always looking to add something new and always give some back to the people that come out and see us. We want some surprises all the time. But as far as that goes, you hit the nail on the head. Whatever you said, there's some stuff we just rather you experience because we live in a world where there's instant gratification, and our show isn't instant gratification. You got to go and sit through it, So you got to watch it and hang tight and just watch the surprises as we unveil them.
So what is it right now? What is your favorite song to perform?
Oh man, they're again. I think I told you this last year. It's just so hard to pick because when you get to be your heroes, when you get to do what we do, and the honor and privilege of donning the makeup or the boots or the costumes that we wear. It's just such an honor to be able to do it. So we're so grateful with every character. So it's just impossible to pick one.
And speaking of trying to pick a song, you are sharing the bill. They're performing Saturday night, but you're sharing the bill with the Marshall Tucker Band. Do you have a particular favorite song of the Marshall Tucker Band's?
Heard It in a Love Song's always great. I love that one. I mean, just anything that they do. I'm a hillbilly at heart, so Marshall Tucker holds a very special place in my heart. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, so I know all about Southern rock and everything. And as a matter of fact, we did a few shows with them whenever I played bass for Billy Ray Cyrus. So I got to share the stage with them a few different times. So just the greatest guys, and what an incredible catalog those two guys have. Just amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Hairball performing Friday night, 6:30. I was looking at the weather, looks just straight up summer-like later this week. It's going to be good up in Trigo, the Journey to Heartwood Fest. Dave, it was fun talking to you again. Next time we talk, I'm pretty sure the Steelers will have made the playoffs again at some point. It's just about inevitable. I know not last season, but it was close, so I think it'll happen this year. So enjoy the run with Hairball for the next few months and weeks. Enjoy the NFL season, and we'll talk to you at some point down the road.
Sounds good, my friend. Go Steelers.